Hello, welcome to this ASMR video where today I'm going to be reading you Shakespeare's Sonnets to sleep. And they're such a beautiful copy. It's from, I'm pretty sure, Vintage Classics, yeah. And like I said, this is William Shakespeare's Sonnets. See that? Okay, I'm not going to read you all of these. First of all, actually look at the end papers. But I'm not going to read you all of these. I'm going to read a few select ones. And hopefully you'll find a little bit of wisdom. And first of all, I'm going to read the blurb. Okay. Inside these pages are 154 poems that capture the obsessive, wonderful, all-consuming nature of love. Within the tight bounds of the sonnet form, Shakespeare found freedom, to express himself and to speak truths about our fiercest drivers, love, longing, and passion. These poems are so famous, they have become a cultural tombstone for romantic verse, but every reading brings fresh discovery and enlightenment. Shakespeare packs feeling and beauty into his short lines, ever conscious of the ceaseless, vexing erosion of time. 400 years after their composition, we find love expressed directly, intimately, intensely, his words timeless. Okay, I have a list of which sonnets we're going to read, which poems we're going to read. We're going to start with 27. This is poem 27. It's Roman numerals. Weary with toil, I haste me to my bed, the dear repose for limbs with travel tired, but then begins a journey in my head, to work my mind when body's works expired, for then my thoughts from far where I abide intend a zealous pilgrimage to thee, and keep my drooping eyelids open wide, looking on darkness which the blind do see, save that my soul's imaginary sight presents thy shadow to my sightless view, which, like a jewel hung in ghastly night, makes black night beauteous and her old face new. Lo thus, by day my limbs, by night my mind, for thee and for myself no quiet find. It's a bit of a sad one to start off with, but I think it's beautiful too, and maybe appropriate for this falling asleep. That is poem number 27. So there's one checked off. We're going to be reading 25 poems today. So I don't know if we'll be here super long. I don't think we will. But next we're on to poem 30, which is just X, X, X in Roman numerals. X, X, X. When to the sessions of sweet silent thought I summon up remembrance of things past. I sigh the lack of many things I sought, and with old woes new wail my heart, my dear times waste. Then can I drown an eye, unused to flow, for precious friends hid in death's stateless night, and weep afresh love's long since cancelled woe, and moan the expense of many a vanished sight. Then can I grieve at grievances foregone, and heavily from woe tell o'er the sad account of fore bemoaned moan, which I new pay as if not paid before. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored, and sorrows end. That's a really beautiful final little image there. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored, and sorrows end. It's really beautiful, the power of just friendship or just a person, you know? It's really beautiful. That is another one checked off. And next, we're going on to 86. So we're going to be doing a little bit of flipping through here. Oh wow, we're getting to ones I might not be familiar with. Is this, so XL must be 40, L must be 50. And then, that makes a bit more sense, so it would be LXXX. V1. Okay, this is 86. Was it the proud full sail of his great verse, bound for the prize of all too precious you, that did my ripe thoughts in my brain in hearse, making their tomb the womb wherein they grew? Was it his spirit, by spirits taught to write, above a moral pitch, that struck me dead? No, neither he nor his compeers by night gave him aid, my verse astonished. He, nor that affable familiar ghost which nightly gulls him with intelligence. As victors of my silence cannot boast, I was not sick of any fear from thence, but when your countenance filled up his line, then lacked I matter that enfeebled mine. Was it the proud full sail of his great verse? I like how it kind of rolls, you know? Anyway, that's number 86. Next we're on to 130. There's only 54, so this will be going towards the back. 130. That is CXXX with Roman numerals. Okay. Oh, this one I do like. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked, red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks, and in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go, my mistress when she walks treads on ground, and yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare. I just really like how the whole thing sounds. I think it's really beautiful. The way that it rolls off the tongue. I think my love is rare as any she belied with false compare. Okay, we're going back now. We're not doing them in chronological order because if I remember correctly, the sonnets, they're numbered in order of topic, and I think it's a bit more fun to flit around. So we're going back to number 18, which is way back at the start. 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaves hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often in his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance, or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. I love that, summer's lease. Really nice image. Take that off, and then we're going back to the 100s. So back to C. This one is 6. So over here. When in the oh my god, I'm so silly. I just realized it's all lined up with the thing, and I've just been reading the Roman numerals. Not to flex or anything. Okay. Anyway, 106. When in the chronicle of wasted time I see descriptions of the fairest wights, and beauty making beautiful old rhyme in praise of ladies dead and lovely knights, then, in the blazon of sweet beauty's best, of hand, of foot, of lip, of eye, of brow, I see their antique pen would have expressed even such a beauty as you master now. So all their praises are but prophecies of this our time, all you prefiguring, and for they looked but with divining eyes, they had not skill enough your worth to sing. For we, which now behold these present days, have eyes to wonder, but lack tongues to praise. Of course it's Shakespeare, there's always something to love, but just the use of words, just the way that they're placed, feels so, there's such a rhythm and a smoothness to them. It's such a nice way of speaking, you know? I mean, he's a poet for a reason. And actually, we are going chronological for a minute because we're going into 107. So just across the page here. Not mine own fears, nor the prophetic soul of the wide world dreaming on things to come, can yet the lease of my true love control, supposed as forfeit to a confined doom. The mortal moon hath her eclipse endured, and the sad augurs mock their own presage. Incertainties now crown themselves assured, and peace proclaims olives of endless age. Now with the drops of this most balmy time, my love looks fresh and death to me subscribes, since, spite of him, I'll live in this poor rhyme, while he insults our dull and speechless tribes, and thou in this shalt find thy monument, when tyrants' crests and tombs of brass are spent. Not mine own fears. That one isn't a personal favorite, but I do still like it. And I think it does resonate with a lot of people. Okay, we go on to 129. And now it's so much easier to find them. 129, which is CXXIX. The expensive spirit in a waste of shame. Oh wow, that's beautiful. The expensive spirit in a waste of shame is lust in action, and still action. Lust is perjured, murderous, bloody, full of blame. Savage, extreme, rude, cruel, not to trust, enjoyed no sooner but despised straight. Past reason hunted, and no sooner had, past reason hated as a swallowed bait. On purpose laid to make the taker mad, mad in pursuit, and in possession so, had, having, and in quest to have, extreme, a bliss in proof and proved a very woe, before a joy proposed beyond a dream. All this the world well knows, yet none knows well to shun the heaven that leads men to this hell. I love that. The expensive spirit in a waste of shame is lust in action. I like the first line more than the rest. I don't want to be anti-lust, or maybe there's something I don't know. Okay, we're still staying in the 100s for a bit, but we're going back to 116. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not true love which alters when its alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved. I really like that. The testament of love. The, what's the word? Undeniable. Oh, I sound so silly. You know, love that can't be questioned, that doesn't change, that is never given up. It is a fixed object. No, I was going to say unrequited. Definitely not unrequited. Okay, next one. We're back to the 10s. We're going to sonnet number 19 now. Oops, a daisy. Okay. Devouring time, blunt thou the lion's paws, and make the earth devour her own sweet brood. Pluck the keen teeth from the fierce tiger's jaws, and burn the long-lived phoenix in her blood. Make glad and sorry seasons as thou fleet'st, and do whatever thou wilt. Swift-footed time, to the wide world in all her fading sweets, but I forbid thee one more heinous crime. O carve not with thy hours my love's fair brow, nor draw no lines there with thine antique pen. Him in thy course untainted do allow, for beauty's pattern to succeeding men. Yet do thy worst, old time, despite thy wrong. My love shall in my verse ever live young. My love shall in my verse ever live young. It's really beautiful, a testament to art and the unchangingness of it in a way, but it still evolves, I think, personally. Now we're going back to the 100s. I suppose a third of them are over there. We're going to 121. Sonnet 121. 'Tis better to be vile than vile esteemed, when not to be receives reproach of being, and the just pleasure lost which is so deemed, not by our feeling but by others' seeing. For why should others' false adulterate eyes give salutation to my sportive blood? Or on my frailties why are frailer spies, which in their wills count bad what I think good? No, I am that I am, and they that level at my abuses reckon up their own. I may be straight, though they themselves be bevel. By their ranks thoughts my deeds must not be shown. Unless this general evil they maintain, all men are bad, and in their badness reign. I like how the final two lines, the kind of conclusion, they're always so striking and so indicative, of the nature and the message of the poem. They really strike home, I feel. And actually, next of all, we're going to number 1. So we can go all the way back to the start and just open it up from here. Or I guess I have to go through the introduction. Okay. From fairest creatures we desire increase, that thereby beauty's rose might never die. But as the riper should by time decrease, his tender air might bear his memory. But thou, contracted to thine own bright eyes, feed'st thy light's flame with self-substantial fuel, making a famine where abundance lies, thyself thy foe, to thy sweet life so cruel. Thou that art now the world's fresh ornament, and only herald to the gaudy spring, within thine own bud buryest thy content, and tender churl makest waste in narding. Pity the world, or else this glutton be, to eat the world's due by the grave in thee. To eat the world's due. Making a famine where abundance lies, thyself thy foe, to thy sweet self so cruel. Okay, we have done 12. Is that about halfway through? We're doing 25, I think. And now we're going back to the 100s. We're going to 104. Can you hear the page turning? Ooh, it's actually very relaxed. Just have a little bit of water. Okay. To me, fair friend, you never can be old, for as you were when first your eye I eyed, such seems your beauty still. 3 winters cold have from the forest shook 3 summers' pride. 3 beauteous springs to yellow autumn turned. In process of the seasons have I seen 3 April perfumes in 3 hot Junes burned. Since first I saw you fresh, which yet are green, yet doth beauty, like a dial hand, steal from his figure, and no pace perceived, so your sweet hue, which methinks still doth stand, hath motion, and mine eyes may be deceived, for fear of which, hear this, thou age unbred, ere you were born was beauty's summer dead. I like that. It's so funny how things like aging still have such relevance as we grow older, as centuries go by, it still has such relevance in terms of how we perceive beauty. It's 104. Now we're going to go to 53. We haven't been in this midsection for a while, I don't think. 53. What is your substance? Whereof are you made, that millions of strange shadows on you tend? Since everyone hath, every one shade, and you but one can every shadow lend. Describe Adonis, and the counterfeit is poorly imitated after you. On Helen's cheek all art of beauty set, and you in Grecian tires are painted new. Speak of the spring and foison of the year. The one doth shadow of your beauty show, the other as your bounty doth appear, and you in every blessed shape we know. In all eternal grace you have some part, but you like none you, for constant heart. For constant heart. Take that off, and we go on to sonnet number 144. Oh, I went a little bit too quickly there. (144). Okay. Two loves I have of comfort and despair, which like two spirits do suggest me still. The better angel is a man right fair, the worser spirit a woman coloured ill. To win me soon to hell, my female evil tempteth my better angel from my side, and would corrupt my saint to be a devil, wooing his purity with her foul pride. And whether that my angel be turned fiend, suspect I may, yet not directly tell, but being both from me, both to each friend, I guess one angel in another's hell. Yet this shall I ne'er know, but live in doubt, till my bad angel fire my good one out. I love these metaphors for morality. I love that one specifically, the angel and devil on your shoulder. It's such an interesting way of conceiving of morality and maybe not taking ownership, but as he said, but being both from me. Next we go on to 65. I love this little book. It's such a nice addition. The paper feels really nice too. I feel like I can feel the wood in it. Maybe that's not everyone's cup of tea. Since brass, nor stone, nor earth, nor boundless sea, but sad mortality o'ersways their power, how with this rage shall beauty hold a plea, whose action is no stronger than a flower? Oh, how shall summer's honey breath hold out against the wreckful siege of battering days, when rocks impregnable are not so stout, nor gates of steel so strong, but time decays? O fearful meditation, where, alack, shall time's best jewel from time's chest lie hid? Or what strong hand can hold his swift foot back, or who his spoil of beauty can forbid? O none, unless this miracle have might, that in black ink my love may still shine bright. In black ink. It's about... Oh, is this similar to the last one? In the poetry, remaining young. Remaining at a standstill within the poetry. 65. Next we go on to 55, so just a few pages back. 4, 5. Not marble, nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone, besmeared with sluttish time. When wasteful war shall statues overturn, and broils root out the work of masonry, nor mars his sword, nor war's quick fire shall burn the living record of your memory. 'Gainst death and all oblivious enmity shall you pace forth, your praise shall still find room even in the eyes of all posterity, that wear this world out to the ending doom, so till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes. It's so interesting how the theme of love and the theme of time overlaps so often. We go on to 138. Oh, I might have hit you there. 138. Nearly there. 138. That is C X X X B I I I. I nearly got it wrong. When my love swears that she is made of truth, I do believe her, though I know she lies, that she might think me some untutored youth, unlearnt in the world's false subtleties, thus vainly thinking that she thinks me young. Although she knows my days are past the best, simply I credit her false-speaking tongue on both sides, thus is simple truth suppressed. But wherefore says she not she is unjust? And wherefore say not I that I am old? Oh, love's best habit is in seeming trust. An age in love loves not to have years told. Therefore I lie with her, and she with me, and in our faults by lies we flattered be. It's really pretty. We don't have that much left. We have 7. Yeah, 7. Oh, this has been fun. So are you to my thoughts as food to life, or as sweet seasoned showers are to the ground? And for the peace of you I hold such strife, as twixt a miser and his wealth is found. Now proud as an enjoyer, and anon, doubting the filching age will steal his treasure, now counting best to be with you alone, then bettered that the world may see my pleasure. Sometime all full with feasting on your sight, and by clean starved for a look, possessing or pursuing no delight, save what is had or must from you be took. Thus do I pine and surfeit day by day, or gluttoning on all, or all away. Really beautiful. So are you to my thoughts as food to life, or as sweet seasoned showers are to the ground? That's so insane. That's so beautiful. I really love it. Okay. We have no more 100s left, sadly. So I think we might just go in chronological order for the last few that I have, just for fun. If you're not asleep already though, I'm sorry, but maybe these last few will finally be to your taste. Look in thy glass and tell the face thou viewest, now is the time that face should form another, whose fresh repair is now thou not renewest. Thou dost beguile the world, unbless some mother. For where is she so fair whose uneared womb disdains the tillage of thy husbandry? Or who is he so fond will be the tomb of his self-love to stop posterity? Thou art thy mother's glass, and she in thee calls back the lovely April of her prime. So thou through windows of thine age shalt see, despite of wrinkles, this thy golden time. But if thou live, remembered not to be, die single, and thine image dies with thee. This, in a way, reminds me of Orlando by Virginia Woolf, which I would highly, highly, highly recommend. Oh, I ticked off the wrong one, but that's okay because it's the next in order, and that is number 23. As an imperfect actor on the stage, who with his fear is put besides his part, or some fierce thing replete with too much rage, whose strength's abundance weakens his own heart, so I, for fear of trust, forget to say the perfect ceremony of love's rite, and in mine own love's strength seem to decay, o'ercharged with burthen of mine own love's might. Oh, let my books be then the eloquence and dumb presagers of my speaking breast, who plead for love and look for recompense, more than that tongue that more hath more expressed. Oh, learn to read what silent love hath writ, to hear with eyes belonging to love's fine wit. I really like that one. I love the images in it. I really like it. There's something so, how do I say, comforting about these poems and how they're spoken, and just the lyricism. It really is lyricism. Oh, I already take this one off. I forgot. I hadn't gotten it right. I actually have to read number 22 first. So, I'll have to get on to that. Number 22. It's just here. My glass shall not persuade me I am old, so long as youth and thou are of one date. But when in thee time's furrows I behold, then look I death my days should expiate. For all that beauty that doth cover thee is but the seemly raiment of my heart, which in thy breast does live, as thine in me. How can I then be elder than thou art? O therefore, love, be of thyself so wary, as I, not for myself, but for thee will, bearing thy heart, which I will keep so chary, as tender nurse her babe from faring ill. Presume not on my heart when mine is slain. Thou gavest me thine, not to give back again. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. Sorry. Well, hopefully you're asleep by now, so you didn't hear me say that. Anyway, next we go on to number 33. Full many a glorious morning have I seen, flatter the mountain tops with sovereign eye, kissing with golden face the meadows green, gilding pale streams with heavenly alchemy, anon permit the basest clouds to ride with ugly wrack on his celestial face, and from the forlorn world his visage hide, stealing unseen to west with this disgrace. Even so my sun one early morn did shine, with all triumphant splendour on my brow, but out, alack, he was but 1 hour mine. The raging cloud hath masked him from me now, yet him for this my love no whit disdaineth. Sons of the world may stain when heaven's sun staineth. Sons of the world may stain when heaven's sun staineth. Kissing with golden face the meadows green. I'm a sucker for even just a very simple image. I am. We're coming to the end of this now. We're into our last 2 sonnets, should I say. And we're going to sonnet number 73. That time of year thou mayst in me behold, when yellow leaves or none or few do hang upon those boughs which shake against the cold, bear ruined choirs, where late the sweet birds sang. In me thou seest the twilight of such day, as after sunset faded in the west, which by and by black night doth take away, death's second self that seals up all in rest. In me thou seest the glowing of such fire, that on the ashes of his youth doth lie, as the death-bed whereupon it must expire, consumed with that which it was nourished by. This thou perceivest, which makes thy love more strong, to love that well which thou must leave ere long. This time of year thou mayst in me behold, when yellow leaves or none or few do hang. I love the imagery of autumn, winter, the in-between. I can say autumn, by the way. I'm Irish. I'm not pretending to be British or anything. Don't come for me. And it sounds a bit nicer for your ASMR. Next we go on to our final poem, which is sonnet number 80. Oh, how I faint when I of you do write, knowing a better spirit doth use your name, and in the praise thereof spends all his might to make me tongue-tied speaking of your fame. But since your worth wide as the ocean is, the humble as the proudest sail doth bear, my saucy bark inferior far to his, on your broad main doth wilfully appear. Your shallowest help will hold me up afloat, whilst he upon your soundless deep doth ride. Or being wrecked I am a worthless boat, he of tall building and of goodly pride. Then if he thrives and I be cast away, the worth was this, my love was my decay. Thank you so much for letting me read you some Shakespeare sonnets. I hope you enjoyed my reading of them, and I hope that you are relaxed and were able to relax and feel calm and let sleep wash over you. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.